Your closing.
Thank you very much. I believe at the Committee of the Whole, you said that it felt like the National Park Service had their knee on your neck, forcing you to give up something which you did not want to give up in order to get something which you rightfully deserved. And that statement really, really stuck with me. And I committed to doing whatever my family could do to not make that happen. So we've talked about a lot of things. There's one topic which I did want to very briefly discuss. If you look at St. John and look at the string of keys off the North Shore of St. John, there are 8 keys. There's Whistling Key, Cinnamon Key, Trunk Key, and I can go on and on and on. 7 of those 8 keys are owned by the United States government and the National Park Service. There is 1 key remaining on the North Shore of St. John owned by the people of the Virgin Islands. It happens to be a key with great historical significance in the whole story of the escape from slavery. It is an important asset to maintain. There's been a discussion about funding. And some have mentioned that Whistling Key is, quote, free to the Virgin Islands to trade for that land. Well, I'd like to just talk very briefly about funding. If you look at the Epstein settlements, the Virgin Islands received $62.5 million from Leon Black, $105 million from the Epstein estate, $30 million from the sale of St. James. That adds up to $197 million. Are you telling me that you can't afford $1 million of that $197 million for the education of St. John youth? I am shocked. Look at ARPA funds. The government, the administration was paying $5 million a month to WAPA, $100 million in a year. The government has $200 million of ARPA funds sitting in an interest-bearing stateside account. If you just use $1 million of the accrued interest on that account, it would pay for this swap. So money isn't an issue. And as I've said, if money were an issue, we'd be willing to donate this land free of charge. We'll convey it for $1 if that helps. Because we want the right thing to happen. We want that knee off the neck. We want Virgin Islanders to be able to own, to have agency in their own history. It's critical to me as a person of Jewish heritage. How do I feel about sites of Jewish torture? I feel very, very strongly. I can make a mental connection. Anyway, it seems to me that the decision may have already been made when the deferral was done on July 20th. I know there is a subcommittee appointed by you, the St. John Land Swap Committee. I know that it met several times. I know that Virgin Islanders, St. Johnians, wanted to attend one of those committee meetings and were told they were closed to the public. I hope that you realize we have a sunshine law in the Virgin Islands where all subcommittees of the legislature are open to the public. In any case, if I sound a little bit frustrated, it's because you asked us to do something. I feel like we did it. You gave us 45 days. Maybe you haven't gone through the calendar. Those 45 days don't expire for another week. September 12th is the end of the 45-day period. So if you vote today, you're violating your own resolution, which you're entitled to do. In any case, we made our offer in good faith. We have received a tremendous amount from the people of St. John in the 15 years we've lived here. And this was one small way that we are trying to return the gift that we've been given by the people of St. John. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Silverman.